Welcome to the Finer Mindz Podcast, a space dedicated to meaningful conversations that encourage growth, awareness, and intentional living. I'm Katrina Owens. As we step into May, we also recognize Mental Health Awareness Month, a time to bring attention to the importance of emotional well-being, self-care, and the ongoing journey toward healing and balance in our everyday lives. This episode is hosted by Joy Britt, who guides today's conversation with openness and purpose. She is joined by special guests Jaleesa Ballard and Raven Kelly, who bring their unique perspectives, lived experiences, and thoughtful insight into this important discussion. Together, they explore topics that matter, aiming to create a space where honesty is welcomed, understanding is deepened, and awareness is elevated. Thank you for tuning in to Finer Mindz Podcast.
So I am very excited to have this conversation with you two ladies today. We're going to be talking about mental health, and I know that we could go on and on and on about this, so I'm sure this is the first of many conversations. But let's start off by defining mental health. So mental health is a person's overall emotional, psychological, and social well-being that impacts and affects how they interact with each other, how they think, how they feel, and the decisions they make. So how would you define it in your personal and your professional life?
So mental health to me, first of all, that's something that you have to nurture, right? So when I say nurture mental health, I know how much I can deal with before I feel like I'm about to crash out. And we all know what crash out look like. So for me, as far as what I do for my mental health, I know when I have to take a time out. So that's what I do for my mental health.
Okay.
And that can be watching a movie. That could be me eating ice because I love a good cup of ice. That could be me watching Netflix, and I Netflix and chill by myself, me and them kids and the lady. So that's what I have to do to nurture my mental health.
Okay. What about you?
I would say for me, just making sure I keep a routine, right? Because being in law enforcement and having a child with a disability, autism, it has to be a balance, right? So when you have a balance and everything makes sense in your life and you do the same thing consistently, if you're able to, it makes a big difference on how you move, right? Because mentally, you got to be okay to be able to function on both. Me being a parent and me being a law enforcement officer. I have to be able to function for both of those. So if I find different ways to cope, whether that's me reading a book or taking a bubble bath or whatever I need to do to stay mentally sane, it helps me be able to do the other things in my life.
Absolutely.
So I would say balance.
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 I always encourage my clients to try to keep a routine and a schedule. Like if you start your morning every day with like a dance party, because I like a dance party and I used to work in elementary school. If you start your day with a dance party, the day tends to go better because you've done something fun, you've done something silly, you've taken care of the little you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what about so we're part of this beautiful organization. What about being the strong one? Because I feel like we're strong women. There's so many we have so many hats. We have children, we have partners, we have families, friends. How do you handle taking on the load of other people while also taking care of yourself?
That's a hard one.
That is a hard one. I like it though, because for me it would be affirmations, right? Because
give us some affirmations.
We like an affirmation. As Black women, right? We tend to do a lot of things.
All the things.
That part. We do a lot of things, but when you can give another Black woman that's dealing with mental health or affirmation, you look good today, sis. I like your hair, sis. That job you did over there,
love that.
I like it. Sometimes that one little affirmation, you don't know what she went through all day long, and then we all meet up to have lunch or doing whatever we're doing, right, in this organization. And one affirmation is, it was good to see you the other day, man. I wasn't feeling good, but when I saw you, put a smile on my face.
Right.
So a lot of times affirmations make a big difference to one individual, and you just say, man, you look good today.
Yeah, just pouring back into somebody.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So on my end, what that looks like for me is I take on a lot of people's stress and worries and doubt and fears all day, every day. Friends, family, neighbors, people at work. This is all day, every day. So what I have to do, I take it, but you have to know who you are. Right. So in knowing who I am, sometimes I know when I have to take a step back. And that may mean I don't have to talk to anybody else about it. That could be church, me releasing. That could be when I go sit in the tub, bubble bath, and y'all know I love to sit in the tub because I FaceTime all of y'all and say, hey, I'm good. I will FaceTime y'all, but that is when I get time to myself and it's silent. that's when I get a chance to come down off of everything that everybody has said, and I decompress, and now I'm ready. So what works for me may not work for the next person, but silence is my key. Silence, and that means I get to focus on, okay, Jalissa, how does that affect you, right? Is this too much for me? I need to let this person know, hey, ask me, is it okay first before you dump on me, right?
One of the things I love about our relationship, because we met through Zeta, right, is we don't take too much of each other's time.
Yeah.
We understand that we both have a load, right?
Right.
You have kids, you got a spouse, you in law enforcement as
Right.
well. So for me, when me and you don't call each other, we know
okay.
that life is out here lifing.
It's okay.
And we gonna check on each other because we already know each other got something going on. We'll
Right.
send a simple text, is you good? I'm good. You all right? I ain't hear from you. Let me know you straight. Send me
Right.
an emoji. What
Right.
we doing? That's enough, right?
good
And then
for
it doesn't
us.
put no stress on me for me to feel like, well, dang, she ain't called me. We usually talk every day. Please don't call me every day. I
Right.
don't want to be bothered
Right.
every day. I got a lot of
Right.
other things
Right.
going on, right? And I'm
Please
allowed to
don't.
feel that way because
Yes.
life is lifing. We
Yes.
got jobs, we got careers, we got, kids, we got sports, we got Zeta. It's a lot to handle, and you got to be able to balance it.
Right.
But I love what you're saying, because it's also like, I'm not taking it personal. It's not a personal attack. I know the love is still there. We don't have to speak every day. And and I know that if maybe certain things are like a little off, I know I could check in and be like,
Right.
hey, you good?
Right.
And it's
Right.
not me like
Yes.
feeling like she acting funny or anything like that. Yeah.
Because it's got to be understood.
Right. Because relationships are important and they impact our mental health so much, because we need good, supportive relationships that feel healthy.
Healthy
are
relationships. Healthy is a
you're
big
not in
one.
competition. You're not like always angry, always in this like, I got to take on everything for this person, but then there's nowhere else for me to put it. Or
Right,
like,
right.
all I do is hold space and you never ever hold space for me. And like,
Right.
that doesn't feel good. It's not a reciprocal relationship.
Yeah, and sometimes all you need is a simple phone call or a text to say, you good? You
That's
good,
it, 'cause
sis?
we'll do that in a heartbeat.
Because you ain't been on
Hey,
these chats
I
lately.
hadn't
What you
heard
got
from
going
you,
on?
okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, we good? All right, love you.
Love you
Talk to you
too.
later.
And we hang up
That's
and
it.
life just continues to life. And we need to be able to be in a safe space where I can call you and say, I'm not okay.
Right.
So then what are we doing next? Because I'm telling you, like, okay, I didn't have a good day. I'm feeling like this. The kids doing too much. Husband getting on my nerves. I need, what? Can we go out? Can we go get a drink? What are we doing?
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
the hard part about that, a lot of friends have to understand that I don't call you for you to tell me anything.
I just need to listen in the
you to
ear.
listen.
Yeah.
I said, that's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
That's it. That makes a
That
big
listening,
difference.
that does a lot
Yeah.
for me.
Because
So
I need to get it
know.
off my chest. I
Right.
maybe need to get it off my chest. Just a quick second. You listen. I got it out. Okay, boom. We good now. What's next?
Something that I really like in my relationship with Crystal is that we send each other voice notes. So when one of our voices sounds off, it's like, what's going on with you? What's
Yeah,
happening?
call me.
And I'm like, it's so funny because if no one is hearing my voice, even on my bad days, like y'all know I had surgery a few months ago, and it was like really hard on my mental health. Like physically, I was not that bad, but like my mental health was like not in a great space at all. And I was like, had some really dark days during my healing process. And I'm like, do I burden people with this? Do I keep it to myself? And like, as a mental health professional, I know that I should say something.
Right.
I know that sitting in it and like like being in this dark place is not helpful. It's only going to get darker. It's only going to get harder to get out of it. But I was just like, well, people have, and I'm like, Joy, tell the people you are not doing okay and see what happens. And people showed up. And whether that was like physically showing up and being there, or if that was like, I'm going to call you. What do you need? Are you hungry? Like, did you take a nap? I'm going to come over and like wash your clothes. Like people were showing up for me in a way that it's hard sometimes for me to ask for help. Like, what about y'all? Do y'all know how to ask for help?
Girl, listen, I don't like asking for help
At all.
because then my experience have been when you ask for help, now the world knows.
Yeah, and you feel weak. You start to feel like you weak
And
when
so-
you do this.
Right. And so now I don't want to say nothing to you because now you owe me something.
See, but we got to reframe that.
Yes.
But you know, it's family is the worst.
Yes, they are.
It's
They are.
family.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't heard from you because you owe me $20. Man, it's $20. Let that go.
Yeah.
Right.
So sometimes that can mess with your mental health too.
Or
Now I don't want to talk to you.
you'll call.
And you don't have to. I'm real
That's
good about listen. Professionally and personally, I'm always here for cutting somebody off in your life.
Yeah, you
if
have
they
to.
are disrespecting your mental health, I don't care if it's your mama. I'm sorry.
But you know what? And that's another thing. I had to learn hard boundaries.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I did not learn how to give boundaries until an adult because my mental health was so bad.
Boundaries are important.
That
Boundaries
I
are
started to bring
important.
down to
Necessary.
question me, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I learned that setting boundaries, I'm so much happier.
Yeah.
I'm so much happier. Boundaries are important for anybody. And if you think that it's not, and somebody telling you that it's not, cut them off.
Listen, I'm gonna look at the camera when I say this.
Yes.
If you try to set a boundary with somebody and they say, "Oh my God, I can't be in your life because you told me no. Bye.
Bye.
Please
You gotta
exit
go.
stage of life."
You gotta
Because
go.
that person doesn't want you in their life. You doesn't want you
Yeah.
in their life anymore because you're not doing what they want you to do.
And that's
you
the stress.
Listen, I am all team be selfish, and I know selfish has a bad
gotta be
connotation.
selfish.
But you have to be self first. It doesn't mean self only, but it's definitely self first. Am I not okay?
You better
Then I can't.
say that.
Because if I'm not okay, then I
Then
can't
you
take
can't
care
be
of
okay
other
for
people.
every-
You want me to
Yes.
show up in these spaces
Yes.
and in these relationships,
Yes.
but you also don't want me to take a
Don't they
pause
tell
and
you
like
when you
eat
on a
some
plane,
food or like
you
put
gotta
your mask on? Yeah,
first. Yourself,
exactly.
right?
If you can't
Right.
take care of yourself, you can't take care of
And
nobody
sometimes
else.
the people don't care.
No, they
like,
don't. Because it's
still
about
be here.
them. You know how someone will call you or you call them and you start telling them, man, I got this going on, man. I feel like this. And they start talking about themselves.
Because then we start playing the struggle Olympics. Now we playing the struggle
I mean,
Olympics, and now I got to hear all about your gout and stuff. I did not call for that.
Yeah, I gotta call you back.
And then you say, sis, did you hear that? Did you hear what? Boo.
And it's like, okay, well, this is not a safe space for me
It is
anymore.
not.
So how do you find who are the people that I can like lean on? Who are my support systems?
Your
How have you
strong
had to find that in your life? Because I know for me it's been I life has lifed throughout the years,
Yeah.
and I have through the ups and the downs, I've been like, this is a person who I know is going to be there despite. And now we're meeting new people and getting to know people. And,
Experiences.
and it's like, okay, I know this person I could call for this, and this person we might just be able to do fun things with. This person I might just be able to do service with.
Right.
It's like, how do you know who are the people, or how did you find the people in your life that like
So that
are
took
your support?
time.
Yeah.
That took time. That took maturity.
Yeah, it did.
That
It
took
takes time.
maturity.
You got to talk. You got to
Yeah.
communicate.
My two
Gotta be
biggest
honest.
people right now are Raven and Crystal. That is the no judgment zone. Listen,
Yeah.
sister, I don't care how you feel. Wake up out the bed, you still got eye boogers in your nose.
Yeah.
But I gotta say this. I gotta say this is how I feel. Neither one I don't hear nothing from. But are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you know how many times somebody asks me, "Am I okay?" Zero. Because everybody thinks that goes back to you're the strong person. Because I'm always taking care of you, your mama, your auntie, your cousin. But nobody ever asks, "Are you okay?" So for somebody else to ask me, sometimes it throw me off.
And you're like,
Am I?
what's going on? And one of the most important things about our relationship, Jaleesa, I'll tell you this, and I'll say it to anybody that'll listen. I do not ask my friends for money. I don't ask my family for money. They always asking me for money. But if I needed it, I know I can call her and ask for it, and there's no judgment. And she knows she's going to get it back. She may not get it back, depending on what we paying for. But I know that our
my money
relationship
now.
is so strong that she's one that I would call.
Yeah.
And I don't have anybody in my life that I feel comfortable asking for money. Because you don't mix money and friends. It's just not a good thing, right? But you can, depending on the nature of the relationship. Because I was going through something and I felt comfortable enough to say, sis, like I need this real quick. Can you give it to me? Because it's a safe space, right? And it goes all the way back to the mental health conversation.
Yeah.
Because I felt good mentally, emotionally, financially I was struggling.
Right.
But let me talk to my sister and let her know what I got going on.
Because the financial stress
By
will
itself.
really mess up your mental health.
Absolutely.
Nobody would have known that had you not said it.
And to be able to say, like, I know that there is a space that I can have my financial
Absolutely.
stresses reduced, and now my mental health is in a better space because we already have this connection in this relationship.
And she understand what I look like as a
beautiful thing,
friend. It's
yeah.
a beautiful thing to have that
'cause I love
support.
you, girl.
I love you too, sis.
Yeah.
I love you too, sis. I got a question.
Yeah.
So as a therapist, how do you deal with your mental health while you're dealing with other people's mental health?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking.
Yes, because it's important.
How do I? So similar to some of the things that y'all said, like spending time with friends and being around people that I love. I love a bubble bath. I hate when people say bubble baths.
I love a bubble bath and a candle.
Because you gotta have a candle. If the candle is not in the bathroom, you're not doing it right, and that's why your bath don't feel like mental health time.
That's why it ain't right.
If you want to buy me a gift, buy a candle. I need
you
a
have
candle.
to have the accoutrements for a bath.
In order for it to make sense, I need a candle and a bubble bath.
And
it has to be bubbles in the bath. So those are the things. So that silence, because I take on a lot of people's lives.
Yes.
And stuff, and it's heavy, and so not taking on anything. I watch a lot of mindless TV. I am the reality TV girl.
I love it.
I also watch a lot of like Family Guy. Like I watch adult cartoons, like things that I don't have to think about, things that are not real. It's almost like a way for me to disassociate from like the heaviness of my job and my work. So that's what I do.
Okay, girl.
And the thing that I had done in the past was like podcasts, because there's a way to express yourself and to have an outlet, because life gets hard.
It does.
And when you're taking on other people's lives, people don't always ask you how you doing.
Right.
Or it's like, I'm asking you how you doing so I can get to what I need.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
It's
so,
a circle. And
yeah.
a lot of times you say, well, ask me, am I okay?
Yeah.
I gotta hold up a card.
Right.
Pick me, I got something going on.
With us, a lot of people think we're okay because we got a uniform and a badge.
And we're like
This is supposed to
9
be
different
okay.
jobs in one uniform, right? So a lot of times when we're doing that job, we're seeing a lot, we're doing a lot, we're talking about a lot, we're taking on a lot. Then we go home and life's still life. And so we get a chance to say,
home is job number 2.
Yes.
Home is job number 2, because now I done took care of them. Now I got to go take care of the wife.
Job
the
number
kids,
1.
The dog, the yards, the car.
Right.
So it's never ending. So that little bit of alone time, it helps my mental health, because there's been a couple times, if you know me, I sit on the phone, can I scream?
Right.
Please, can I scream?
Yeah.
I'm not okay. Yeah. Don't ask me why, but I'm not okay. And I'm having a moment. I might cry.
Yeah.
But when we done, I'm gonna ask you how my makeup look, because now I gotta take it off.
Now we gotta take and start all over. Right.
Right? That's sometimes that's the way we gotta handle it.
Also, shout out to people who have to go home and there's other people there. I don't envy you at all. And like sometimes I'm like, do I want to be in a relationship? And I'm like, was that good for my mental health?
Yes.
So yeah.
Because it never shuts down. So when you get to go home into a quiet space, and they want to talk about it, they want to come on, Mom, school this, Mom, this, that. Woo, okay, Mom's still trying to get work off of her, but let's go. What you got going on,
but
right?
They got problems.
They do.
And now is the time, especially when me having 2 teenagers, to tell them that therapy is okay.
It is okay.
Your friends may say, oh, you crazy because you got to go to therapy. Baby, therapy is okay.
It is okay.
Everybody grew up in a different environment, and it's ongoing. This is generational. People don't understand that therapy is helpful.
Yes.
I would love a free therapist.
Okay. Well, while we're talking about free therapists, let's get into some resources.
Let's go.
Because there are some options.
Okay.
There is, if you are watching this and you are a Black woman or you know Black women 18 and over, there is a resource called the Loveland Foundation. Okay. And they offer up to 12 free therapy vouchers for people who identify as Black women who are 18 or over. The Loveland Foundation. So you just have to fill out like a Google form. Mm-hmm. And if you're chosen, they send 4 vouchers at a time. So 12 vouchers, if you go to therapy weekly, that's 3 free months of therapy.
That's awesome.
And if you go every other week, then that's 6 months of therapy.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
So there is a way to get free therapy. There's a bunch of other resources, but that one I always recommend because I know that it works, and I know as a therapist, it's easy to like get paid from the Loveland Foundation.
Listen,
so
Loveland me, please.
Yes, I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
It's once a quarter they do it. They open it up.
Okay.
But you brought up therapy, and I think that, as a therapist, obviously I think therapy is an amazing thing.
It's an amazing thing.
I don't necessarily think everyone needs it, but I think everyone could benefit from it.
Right.
And I know that there's been different points in my life where I've had different therapists who've been there for different things. And I think it's important to mention that if you are seeking therapy, it's okay to say, I want somebody that looks like this, sounds like this, is from here, knows these kinds of things, is this type of religion. I think it's very important to just how when you're picking groceries and you're picking a partner, I think you should also pick your therapist that way. Mm-hmm. Be very specific with what you're looking for and be honest with yourself about where you are, what you can afford, all of those things.
You got to be comfortable.
Yes, because we got to end the stigma and break the stigma, and it's okay to like seek mental health services.
I love it.
My therapist is a Black woman.
Yes.
And I absolutely love her. It is no judgment free. And we light a candle. And she said, where we going today, sis? And I love her. It's so comfortable. Yeah. And that's a stress reliever for me. So a lot of people think that therapy is laying on the couch and telling you what you're doing wrong and trying to fix you. She's not trying to fix me. No. She is listening.
Yes.
And I absolutely love it. There's no judgment. And she shows me different ways to cope.
Yes. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. They showing you different ways. Because Dream does ABA therapy. They come to the house daily from 5 to 7. And they're showing her different ways to cope when she's getting upset. With her autism, she gets upset. So they show ways, instead of yelling and screaming, let's try going over there and talking and say, well, mommy, I need, instead of screaming. So the ABA therapy has been amazing. At first, I was a little hesitant. I'm like, this lady finna come to my house. She finna be telling me how to raise my child. I don't want to do this. She has been amazing. That's awesome. Built a relationship with my child. And every day, Dream's looking for, where's my ABA therapist? Mommy, what? She needs to come to the house. We got to paint.
Right.
For me, it's been an amazing choice. Yeah. It's through the insurance. Of course, you got to pay your co-pays and things. But once I started doing that, it's paid for. So my baby's allowed to get the therapy that she needs. I'm a big promoter of therapy. We get it through our jobs. If we're dealing with stuff and it ain't right, they're seeing you to do your therapy.
I use those 8 weeks.
Absolutely. Because why not? They're going to pay for it. They ask us, I'll go. Let me get 3 of them sessions.
Annually. Yeah.
Because I want to be okay mentally, because as we already stated, if I'm not okay, everybody else isn't okay.
Exactly. So what's one tip? And again, I know that we could go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever about this. But what is one tip that you would share with our listeners?
Take time for yourself.
Take time for yourself.
I like it. I would say keep a consistent schedule, balance. Okay. If you do everything as much as you can consistently, then your life can probably adjust
and
better.
Boundaries are okay.
Yeah, they are okay.
Those are your two things.
It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. That would be mine. Okay. It's okay to say no.
Okay, so we got all the tips. Okay, my tip, I'm gonna just give one, is be honest with yourself.
I love it.
Right.
Because I think sometimes we try to lie to ourselves, and sometimes we just have to be honest with ourselves and acknowledge the space that we're in. And it's okay to not be okay, but what can I do to be in a better space?
Yeah, I like it.
All right?
I love that for you.
I think we're going to have this conversation again.
Absolutely.
In the comments, let us know if you would like to talk more about mental health. And we
Period.
The Loveland Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing mental health support and therapy resources for Black women, girls, and non-binary individuals. For more information, go to thelovelandfoundation.org.
The Finer Mindz Podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. The views, experiences, and discussions shared by the host and guests are their own and are not intended to serve as professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please note that the host and guests are not licensed mental health professionals, therapists, or medical providers. Any content discussed should not be considered a substitute for guidance from a qualified mental health or healthcare professional. We recognize that mental health is deeply personal and can be sensitive in nature. If anything shared in this episode resonates with you or brings up emotional concerns, we encourage you to seek support from a licensed professional or trusted support system who can provide appropriate care and guidance. Your well-being matters, and you deserve access to the right support for your individual needs. As we close out this episode of the Finer Mindz Podcast, we want to take a moment to thank you for spending this time with us and being a part of this very important conversation. During Mental Health Awareness Month and beyond, may this discussion serve as a reminder to check in with yourself, extend grace to others, and continue to prioritize your emotional well-being in whatever ways feel right for you. A special shout out to our hosts, Joy Britt, and our guests, Jaleesa Ballard and Raven Kelly, for sharing their voices, perspectives, and truth with honesty and intention. If today's episode resonated with you, hey, take what serves you. Reflect on what speaks to you, and remember that your journey is your own. Growth is not always linear, but it's always worth it. Until next time, continue to protect your peace, nurture your mind, and stay intentional with your healing. This has been the Finer Mindz Podcast.